strap these zoots to them. What do you think of the painting?
Yeah, it's alright, but definitely stands out. Want to pay for it?
£10.
Yeah, fine.
And you know what? You know, when I've been doing car boots, no matter what price you say, they're not painting that. They're going to knock you down.
Really?
And he was probably used to that all day, and I saw it. How much? I'm asking a 10, and I thought, you know what? It's a reasonable price. I probably could say to him, I'll do it for 5, and then he'll say
He's heard that
7.
all day,
Yeah, and I thought, now you know what, bro? That's worth a 10 to me.
Yeah.
Poor cunt slaved away for a few hours, adding the finest details on that colour, and someone won't even pay a tenner for it. Taking a piss.
Yeah.
So you get the mark in 2000 that's painted in. That's 22 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking vintage artwork, that. Yeah, painted in Cuba, brought over here, put on a canvas, and I almost fucked it getting it home. Did I tell you about getting it home?
Nah.
Bruv. So we went to the car boot in the car. I left the van at home because we was going out after, and she's like, no, it doesn't make sense taking 2 cars, and there's only 2 seats in the van, so we couldn't take Tommy. Bought it, and I didn't even think about, is it going to fit in the car? I just thought, yeah, it's just a picture, of course it's going to fit. Yeah, got back to the car, Tommy's car seat's there, I've tried sliding it behind, so he's stuck, and there's Tommy's car seat, normally rest against the passenger back. So when I put that picture in, you've got Tommy's car seat with the weight on that canvas. And it did put a big dent in it, which I'd say almost ripped it. Yeah, and we had to drive with the back windows open. Yeah, thankfully she didn't moan, to be fair. But yeah, that's that story.
This woman was hella long though. Reasonable, quite big, large, and that is just hella.
It's their fingers that freak me out, bro.
Yeah. Clever way of drawing though, just so simple.
It is so simple, but then like
that finger, yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. What's that? The thumb? What's that little fucking bit there?
Well, nah, technically it should be a left
hand. It's a left hand,
so
isn't it? So
that's like a little finger almost, like.
Nah, it can't be, because that's 4 fingers, bruv, so the only thing left is that thumb, which is going to be there. Or
yeah, that's her finger bent, like that. So she's got it basically...
Like that? Yeah, like that.
She's got it like that. Leaning on her fingers like that. And then her fingers bent round. And the thumb's just tucked for some reason.
I don't know why this woman's holding a leaf.
It's like a 6-pack and you keep looking at it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, weird old thing. I'm sure even if I wanted to flip that,
I reckon easily.
Easy, I reckon I could go 50-60 quid at that. What did you say the other day about the Simpsons? How they predict the future?
Yeah. Yeah, something actually did come up this morning.
Yeah, I've got one here. Lady Gaga's Super Bowl LI performance.
Oh, yeah.
That wrong? In 2012, an episode of The Simpsons aired that depicted Lady Gaga performing at the Super Bowl halftime show while suspended in the air. A mere 5 years later, Lady Gaga's performance at Super Bowl mirrored The Simpsons episode almost perfectly. Gaga started her performance on the roof of NRG Stadium while singing God Bless America, only to drop out of sight a moment later. She then propelled down to the stage and over the crowd, just like her Simpsons character had done years prior.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about them ones is they're quite easy just to be copied.
She could have seen that episode.
Because they want to play on that, they think, like, the people that are planning that halftime performance, they literally think, oh, let's just copy this and get people speaking. Ones that are like Twin Towers, like, obviously that's a bit different, like them kind of predictions, and developing like iPhones and stuff like that's a bit different.
Yeah, I think a lot of it though is easily predictable. Like, it's just a natural advancement. If you can see, we can predict in a few years they're going to have flying cars.
It doesn't make you psychic.
It doesn't make you psychic, but you can just see where the natural evolution of fucking technology is heading anyway.
But then when you go down the route of like them predicting Donald Trump running for president, actually getting it, becoming power, and then not only that,
even
like,
that is half
the video
predictable.
Yeah, but then the video of him coming down the escalator with the girl in the background that drops the picture is exactly the same. To be that like that close, that similar
on point,
like, yeah. Like that one where he's coming down the escalator and that girl drops the picture is the same place. Like everyone's near enough wearing the same clothes. It drops at the same time as the cartoon. Like that's mad.
But on that, what was I going to say? Because I saw something here. Where's it gone? You got the smartwatch. There's just a geezer with a phone on his wrist. But that is sort of inevitable, isn't it? If you've got a phone that you keep in your pocket, natural evolution, you want it handy. And like all these superhero things, they have shit on their wrists.
Yeah,
and these gadget people. So I don't think that's a mad prediction as such. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Bro. You know when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Have you not seen the scene that it's copied from? Bro.
Oh. No, I feel like that did come up. I feel like I haven't.
I think I sent it to you, maybe.
Splits, yeah.
I think I sent it to you, yeah. Everything, the whole posture, the slap, the fucking...
Yeah, was it a film or something?
It was a film, yeah, and it was the exact same scenario. He was doing this, and...
Someone says that and he gets up and he literally...
That's it, and I think for talking about his wife, it's the same thing, so it's, you just think, well, hold on, what's real, what's not?
Yeah.
You seen, did I show you the video of Winnie the Pooh and Tarzan?
Yeah,
showed you that.
Exact same technology,
exact same frame movements, but just a different background and different clothes. The whole skeleton of the
actual character, exactly the same,
the background, everything is just
the exact same things.
It's just the aesthetics changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got on Simpsons.
What about Simpsons movie?
What about it?
So they make a movie and then you've got like the government spying on you, putting a dome over your head, locking you away.
Yeah.
It's all just in a film.
Yeah, that's
the only film they ever made. Like, it's a big deal making a film.
Yeah.
They put a big prediction in the film like that, and
especially the NSA one, because what is it? Marge is on the bus. She's talking. A driver's eyes go big.
Yeah.
Like it hears certain keywords, lights up, goes back to the NSA headquarters. And then they can track their location based on that. Yeah, that come out. Who done that? Edward Snowden, wasn't it? He come out and said that the NSA was spying on the American public, this and that. And you think the MI6 or whoever our fucking equivalent is ain't doing that here, bro.
100%.
They just haven't been exposed yet.
100%,
bro. You think surely there's keywords you talk about, but then I think, how come there's criminals at large? Like, even like drug dealers and that, surely, if that was the case, bruv, it's so easy to catch people. If you listened into every home, but how are you going to filter through every bit of data and everyone's phone?
Yeah, and also that though.
So listening on the right conversation, it's going to be hard.
Have you not got to try and catch these people while still keeping this secret at the way you've done it?
Technically,
so
in the law, it's unadmissible because you haven't obtained that evidence in a moral or legal way.
You've got to do it in a way you can use it, but you've got to then pretend you haven't used it. So really, it's only even
you could use it to then know you're on the ball and seek further evidence. Right, we know they're meeting here. We'll go there and take pictures.
It gets you there, but it doesn't quite actually. Even though you know, it doesn't prove it.
That's it. Nothing. The intelligence they receive doesn't get investigated on how they received it, because they could obtain that in ways that invade our privacy to the next level, but they just use it to then accumulate evidence. Always in the right place at the right time. How do you know? Like, you know when they're like, oh, we intercepted this. We got wind is going to be there. How?
That's probably how. Yeah.
It's between two people, bro.
You just log in and start listening to conversations on the phone and stuff.
I reckon so, bro.
Yeah,
there's no other explanation.
How easy would that be for the technology that is now? How you're telling me a phone company can't just literally dial in and just take over your phone? But it happens at work. You ring up head office, the IT people jump on, they take over your computer from their offices in Birmingham. Whole remote, you just sit there and watch them moving your cursor around and doing stuff. So you're telling me a phone company can't do the exact same
Behind
thing.
The scenes
they just jump straight in, Doesn't nothing come up saying like safe mode or anything like. It looks exactly the same. They're behind the scene. They can just sit there and watch what you're doing.
Did you not see that video I shared on Insta? I think yesterday for all you Bitcoin fans.
Did you see that? Like I did, yeah.
And it was basically how they invented that. I can't remember if it was summarising that video or if I read something different about it. How the governments needed a way to get through backdoor encryption, and that's how they've introduced it. It's through this crypto's introducing this thing. I don't know, and I don't really understand crypto enough to talk about it. But, you know what I mean? So it's you think, because this whole Bitcoin from day one, the minute it started gaining traction, I was suspicious. I'm like, what is this? Because if anything's like for the greater good and for the people, and it genuinely benefits us, it will get suppressed. But this stuff got support of everybody. We wouldn't know
about it so much. Yeah, it wouldn't be so publicised.
Like you think about the people with like water generated cars, like bomb silence done. They're the things that are really revolutionising the things we do. Bitcoin is in a sense, but at the same time, it's got like underlying components of like New World Order. It's a digital currency. From day one when I saw it, I thought it's going to tie into something bigger at a later day. And now, yeah, everyone knows about it. Everyone sort of uses it. It's becoming more normalised.
Which I guess is like how money originally must have first come out, like cash. So like there wasn't always literally a note or a coin.
Like,
so
no, I don't trust that cash. I'll keep my gold.
So however it used to be, a piece of gold and stuff, and then someone was like, no, we're actually going to make certain coins that mean certain things. People must have been like, whoa.
And you think they would have crushed the banks back then, bro?
Yeah.
You think about early doors, they probably fucked people over.
That's crazy doing that stuff, you know. And eventually it just that's normal now, like.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the revolution's doing it again now, so we're looking thinking doesn't make sense.
What was it?
I suppose in 10, 15, 20 years, it could be just pretty normal just to pay with everything literally using Ethereum or Bitcoin or...
Well, what do they say? One theory out there is the Titanic. You know about that? Who was on that and who died? It was apparently the Titanic was put out there for just the rich. It was obviously new boats, so it would actually only be attainable by the rich. It was like meant to be Federal Reserve people, like certain Rothschilds, this and that. And people that maybe oppose the Federal Reserve, whatever. It was just coming in, something along them lines. And these Rockefellers and Rothschilds, for some reason, didn't go on the Titanic, and then, sunk and loads of people died.
Yeah, man. I heard the Titanic was an insurance job, but like conspiracy. But actually they changed the signage, and it wasn't a brand new ship, it was like quite a worn down old ship. They just kind of like made it look a bit better on the outside, but really it was a bit fucked. And they changed the signage apparently, so to make it like it was the Titanic, and then they took that out and sunk it basically.
Interesting.
And it was like an insurance job, because obviously it would have been worth, back then it would have been worth absolute fortune, that ship. It was huge, wasn't it? It was like a massive
Well, what's one thing, this is one theory I've always heard, but nobody could ever verify this, I've never believed in it, it's unverifiable, is 2 days or 6 days before 9/11 happened, the owners took out an insurance policy which covered terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
So I've heard that numerous times amongst the conspiracy community. I'm like, please show proof. How can you prove that?
Yeah,
Mate, he's not going to show his insurance documents. How have you come to that knowledge?
Yeah. That must be out there. If it is true, that must be out there somewhere.
Somewhere, but I think...
Like, that document's obviously real.
There's something really easy to say that can spark... Well,
it sounds so deep, innit? That sounds like so like core. That just proves a whole lot then.
Yeah.
That proves everything, but you need that proof.
Yeah, so since I don't know how you started on your conspiracy fucking call it journey, innit? Whatever, because you just learn new shit all the fucking time. But like 9/11, did you ever like cover that in depth? Like not
when we were younger, I like watching loads of videos on it and stuff like that, on all sorts, from all different angles.
You know about jet fuel can't melt steel beams, and then the interviews of the firefighters that have said the fucking steel was cut at an angle that was
meant it would slide down, not fall over.
Yeah, and it was.
But then people do say that it would have been built that way. People have come out, like engineers or whatever, and architects have come out and said like technically they would build it in a way where, if anything did happen, it needs to come down, because obviously falling would just cause so much more damage. But
fair enough.
How do you build?
How do you build
that
it
big
to support that whole structure and to still be able to
have a way where it would just fall?
But people have said that it was similar circumstances to a controlled demolition, and you've got that video. And you see the fire blazing, but a window pops out.
Yeah.
And then the tower collapses from underneath.
Not even where the crash happens.
Yeah, there's no fire
there. Yeah, the tower's falling from like quite a few floors underneath. That's where it seems to be like falling away from.
Who was it? What did I hear? Fucking Seth MacFarlane, was it him? The writer of Family Guy and Michael Jackson were meant to have meetings in that building that day, but somehow they didn't go to them. I remember hearing that. Once again, how do you fucking verify that?
Yeah, because you hear that about a lot. They say that a lot about Twin Towers. Like loads of people that were supposed to be that day weren't there. Loads of like big CEOs didn't go into work that day and stuff like that. But again, without actually having said it, shows that was.
But unless I can speak to that CEO and ask what happened,
I
don't know what to believe.
Another thing that was predicted in Simpsons as well.
9/11. How was it predicted? I've seen one thing.
But the magazine in the background, but it's a bit. Yeah, I've always thought that was a bit of the weakest one. Cause it's kind of like, I get it, like, because the way they put the numbers on the magazine, they have put it all together to make it literally say 9/11 and stuff, but they don't make any actual point to it. They don't
on
you know what I mean? If they showed it in the thing of the plane, actually, like a little clip of the episode or something, then you'd make feel a bit more of it. But
actually, there's a few 9/11 predictions. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
In like a Godzilla magazine, but once again, it's
when you're looking for it, you'll find it a bit more.
If you're drawing up a cartoon and you're a cartoonist of Godzilla and he's taken over New York City, what is he going to climb? He's going to climb the highest buildings and break them. Yeah. So it sort of makes sense it would go that way anyway.
Yeah, it's a landmark. It stands out. Like it's.
Yeah, he's going to wreck the Statue of Liberty too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If that ever went down, there'd be hundreds of things that look like that.
Exactly. Oh, bro, people will find loads of that. There'd be loads of things, but it's just people's imagination and creativity. What else you got? The Simpsons.
On the Simpsons.
Yeah. Disney acquires 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, I would say that's a bit of a mad one, to be fair, because that's quite specific, quite dead on, you know.
But once again, you sort of understand in Disney's attempt to create a bit of a monopoly and take over, you're going to need to acquire loads of brands in the process.
Yeah, but to do it, 20 years before, that's quite a long prediction. Disney's takeover of Fox, predicted in 1998, was a giant 20th Century Fox sign listed as a division of Walt Disney Co. And behold, in 2017, Disney buys Fox for £52 billion. And I think it's also weird that Matt Groening's got The Simpsons, where he seems to predict loads of stuff, and then Futurama.
Yeah.
He had to make on a programme that had to be then thousands of years in the future. From what I can kind of remember, mad stuff happens in that. They're just space travelling all the time. Futurama, the main characters, they all live and work together. Yeah, he's human. He's basically gone to deliver a pizza, gets frozen for thousands of years, and then when he's unfrozen, he's in the future in this new world, basically on Earth, but it's completely different. And he lives with like aliens and stuff, and all different characters, and they're delivery people. Like they take their spaceship out and they go to different planets and deliver stuff, and every planet's got like people living there and it's different things. Yeah. Like every planet does different. Like you'll go to one and everything's like bouncy or like just different. Everything's like a different quirk to it and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, like and even on Earth, like the way things work is like very. So say going to the shop, like it's still they show like going to the shop and like, he's changed it to, which I assume now is probably like his prediction of how it's actually going to be. Yeah. In all
I need to.
It's weird that he's done like both ends of it. Like he's done like. Past, present, and then done a future program. Like Futurama, like, just go down and call it.
Considering Simpsons is proven to be the most futuristic thing of it all. That's it. The Donald Trump presidency. In the year 2000, an episode The Simpsons aired entitled "Bart to the Future." Lisa is president of the United States, and as the episode unfolds, there is a throwaway line mentioning Donald Trump's presidency. The episode's plot seemed to be a satire at the time, but in 2016 this became a reality in the United States. How many people that upset, bruv? I've never seen. Maybe it's social media.
I think it's the first time in history, that like someone who hasn't got like a political background, like run and won for anything like that. He's a businessman on The Apprentice.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, he's running to be president of the country.
But once again, you get it. He's a rich man, so he's sort of. He understands politics in a sense.
In a sense, yeah.
He hasn't studied it, but I've always thought, how do you study politics? Politics is just ever changing. It's just the world's problems at that time.
You would hope you're learning it from multiple
successful
views.
Politicians.
You're hoping you're learning it from like every view, so from the poorest to the richest to the people in the middle. Where I guess you should really kind of know if you're going to vote someone like Trump and you're only going to look from one point of view. It's just coming from a business point of view. What's the best way of making money?
Yeah.
What's the most powerful? Another country tries to beef us, we've got to go to war.
Yeah,
that's how business is going to work. We're going to go to war. We're going to direct.
Someone trying to sue you.
Yeah, none of this trying to make friends now. Like we're going straight for sue you, whatever. Like we're going to bomb you now, and that's probably the problem. Yeah, brought someone like Trump in, but he did. I feel like. Again, it's hard, like, because you only see what the media shows you, all the bad things he done. There is videos showing like things he did change that actually benefited Americans quite a lot, like sorting them out quite a lot.
But it depends what your views are and what you want for the future of your country. He was sort of, let's say, old school, almost Christian aligned beliefs, where he was like, I think he was anti-abortion. What else was he? I can't remember. I think he's homophobic, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, got them old school views.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other mad one, you know, with that Lisa being president.
Yeah.
On her first day in charge, Lisa wears a purple outfit and a string of pearls around her neck. The same-ish outfit Harris wore as she was sworn in as the first female vice president.
Oh, mad, yeah. It's the details, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, do you know why when she gets scanned at right at the beginning of the episode on the intro? You know.
Oh yeah, because the price comes up, doesn't it?
Yeah, when she gets scanned.
How much?
£847.63. So it's not just a random coincidence. Apparently, it's because that's how much it costs monthly to raise a child in the US when the show was released in 1989. So dead on.
Mad. Hold on, what year?
Little details. 1989.
No, and how much to raise a child? A month?
£847.63.
Bruv, that's mad. People would struggle with this day and age.
Yeah, let alone then.
Imagine what that was the equivalent to back then.
I think it's them little details that just make it a bit different.
Yeah, I suppose imagine you was an illustrator for a program like that, and you know it's getting broadcasted to hundreds of thousands of people. You'd have to have fun with it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd have to put your own little twist on things. You know, whatever you're drawing is going to be on the fucking screen for 0.6 of a second.
So even things like this. Episode from 1990 showed the Springfieldians protesting against Michelangelo's statue of David. Basically, he had his knob hanging out, yeah. And then that in 2016, the statute of censorship came true in July 2016. Russian campaigners voted. The same kind of thing, just to cover up all the nudity of the statue. Like. That's what, 26 years later.
Once again, though, that's an easy prediction in a sense. You know the world's
not even
changing.
Prediction, but like
someone's going to want it banned, so you just play with it, and then when it does come true, it seems like if it never come true, no one will think nothing of it. I'm not thinking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another little funny one. 1991, an episode of The Simpsons saw the Beatles star Ringo answering fans' mail that had been written decades ago. So he's like in the picture, look, he's a bit older, and it's all in bag. He's like catching up. And so in September 2013, two Beatle fans from Essex received a reply from Paul McCartney to a letter recording they sent to a band 50 years ago. The recording was sent to a London theatre the band was due to play in, but was found years later in car boots out by the historian. 2013, the BBC's The One Show reunited the pair with a letter plus a reply from McCartney.
Jokes. Yeah, that's mad, bro, how they predicted that for the Beatles as well. Bro, here's the point, you know, we said about the Simpsons film.
Yeah.
So, you got the NSA, yeah, they done the spying, but the dome thing, surely, the whole episode was about that dome, and they made it significant by producing a movie that was probably the most hyped and wanted thing ever, and they've never touched back on it. They've never gone back and thought, right, let's do a Simpsons movie too. I swear that was rumoured at one point.
I think it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I remember that being rumoured, yeah. So they've never brought that out. So that film still holds significance, and bro, I'm telling you, one day there's some stuff in there that's going to come true, and we're going to look at it and realise. We won't realise it until we're in it. And we got a fucking, what was it over? It was over pollution, wasn't it? The rivers were polluted.
Yeah.
So that's it, yeah. This green agenda.
This one's pretty crazy.
Go on.
The discovery of Higgs-boson equation.
Oh, I've seen this, yeah.
1998 episode called The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace. Homer Simpson becomes the inventor and is shown in front of a complicated equation on a blackboard. According to Simon Singh, the author of The Simpsons and the Mathematical Secrets, the equation predicts the mass of the Higgs-boson particle. It was first predicted in 1964 by Professor Peter Higgs and 5 other people, but it wasn't until 2013 that scientists discovered proof of the Higgs boson in a £10.4 billion experiment.
And he had the equation there before it come out.
Written on the board.
Yeah, but Matt Groen's just got to be a Freemason, surely, bro. Like, I think these lot are all in some big club where they know what's coming and just when they're going to announce it to the fucking public. Sure, it's just all rooted in Freemasonry and what they choose comes next.
Yeah, this one's a bit mad. One of the biggest upsets in the 2018 Winter Olympics, the US curling team won gold over the favourites, Sweden. this historical win was predicted in a 2010 episode of The Simpsons called Boy Meets Curl. In the episode, Marge and Homer Simpson compete in curling at the Vancouver Olympics and beat Sweden. In real life, the US men's Olympic curling team won gold medal after defeating Sweden, even though they were behind, which is exactly how it played out in The Simpsons. The victory is second curling medal for the United States, not including Marge and Homer's, of course. The horse meat one, 1994. Lunch lady Doris uses sorted horse parts to make lunch for students. 9 years later, the Food Safety Authority of Ireland found horse DNA in over 1/3 of its beef burger samples from supermarkets and ready meals, and pigs in 85% of them.
Yeah, that's mad, brother. Do we have people? I imagine we'd have people testing it since, like that would have brought in new regulations.
Surely that's the thing. Now it must get regular testing. Like there must have been some loophole there where you must have just got tested when you set up these farms and never again or something.
Yeah.
Because how are you just putting other stuff in people's meat and food and it's not going through some kind of that worries you then of like all sorts of other things.
Yeah.
Like not just meat, it could be anything. Like
unless, to be fair, on that though, I did see things in America at the moment. Farmers are getting, in a certain state, I think I shared it. They're getting government officials, health officials coming to their land saying we want to test the water. They're testing it and finding traces of something that kills loads of cattle. So people are saying, oh, this is going to be like a false flag. How they immediately come to test it and now they found it, like arsenic.
Yeah.
Arsenic, they found that in the water. So you think, was that the horse meat scandal? They've gone and tested these people things and said, oh, they're doing this, cause outrage, public have calling for new laws, and now that law that they've brought in helps strengthen their attempt to gain complete control over the food supply. Because that's what you see, Bill Gates acquiring all this farmland.
Yeah, he's come up again recently. He's like, he works under another business, and he has like a
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. No?
Nah, it's another one. It's got like a name that doesn't link to him at all, but it is his business. And yeah, they've gone into some, I can't remember the exact details, but they've gone into some massive deal to buy loads more land.
And he's the same geezer. That's why we need to be worried, because this is the same geezer saying we should be eating genetically modified food because of the carbon footprint. Once again, this green agenda, all this. The minute all these celebrities are telling us we need to start recycling, we need to, well, they're still taking private jets and still living their same lifestyle with no second thought for their effect on the environment. Bruv, no, I can't believe it when they're all pushing it. The thing is, and I always say this Earth has apparently gone through an ice age. Everything else. This Earth is always changing, bruv. I don't think our small little imprint on it, because we're not leaving well, I don't know, to be fair, but at the same time, it can only be a small imprint. When you think of the size of the Earth and the population, if you consolidate us all into a small area, we're probably taking up fuck all of the Earth.
Yeah, but I feel like the amount of stuff we produce every day, like these factories that are just pumping out, like you ever see when you drive down the motorway and you just see like one or two little factories next to you, you see the clouds coming out, you think like them all around the world, like yeah, we are probably actually just, but like who are we, like we're not like scientists, we don't know if actually we are making any damage. Maybe like the Earth's so strong that what we're doing is just strengthen it, evolution, it's just like scratching it, like stronger. Or yeah, it could be we are just fucking it up, like, but I don't know, like we were saying earlier about fires, where like, I mean, ground burns and plants grow through it, so does the Earth just kind of repair itself? Like, is it so? I think, well, look at it, from the things that we've been told that this Earth has gone through all the thousands of years of its existence, well, we're going to come here for a few, or a couple, well no, how long has the Earth been going, do they say? I don't actually know, but I know whenever they put a scale up, the scale could be like this, and we are literally like a tiny little spot of it, like a tiny spot. When people have been about, human beings, it's not been much of it at all.
Yeah, I think this Earth's different gravy, mate. We're not changing it much. It will come back stronger and fiercer.
Or something will just happen.
Or that,
big asteroid or something.
Something, and then a little refresher, everything will start growing again. Maybe the Adam and Eve story, there should be two people. Just repopulate the Earth.
Yeah, I think science tells you that's not possible.
Yeah, you should
everyone would have 3 arms and 4 eyes and shit.
Yeah, you'd all be godlike. Like,
yeah.
Was it Shiva? The invention of the shard. Okay. So the Lisa's wedding episode from 1995 came with a lot of unexpected predictions. During Lisa's trip to London, we see a skyscraper behind Tower Bridge that looks eerily similar to the Shard, and it's even in the right location. Construction on the building started in 2009, 14 years later.
Them little things.
That's an accurate prediction.
It's quite like, not in your face, it's all these little details. It's just like what I said about just a minute ago about Maggie getting scanned on the till.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a number, like, it's no big thing, but it just could have put any number there, it wouldn't have made any difference to any of these details they just put in the background. It's like these little, so clever.
The Ebola outbreak. Some people maintain that the Simpsons predicted the 2014 outbreak of Ebola 17 years before it happened. But yeah, well, it's just
they had like a book, didn't they, saying
but then it's always been, it was about Curious George and the Ebola virus, and I think Ebola was known. We've known about Ebola for years anyway. Even when this episode was aired, they obviously knew about it. And I think it was common in monkeys.
I think it was. It was around. It's in the 90s, that episode, and it was around. It just weren't a widespread thing. It was it was very rare. Like,
Ebola was first discovered in 1976, and though its latest outbreak has been the worst yet, it killed 254 people in the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1995 and 224 in Uganda in 2000. Pot legal in Canada. In the 2005 episode titled Midnight RX. Oh, the RX is that medical thing, them stickers. Ned travels to Canada with Homer, Grandpa Simpson and Apu and discovers that pot is legal in the country. In 2018, Canada legalised recreational use of marijuana. Once again, eventually countries are going to legalise it, and I don't know what the Americans' census of
a lot of other countries have as well.
And they probably think Canada's always been like a relaxed country. Like, are they going to do it? And once again, Canada's always had pot though, isn't it? Like, I think Canada's always had like a high amount of weed users.
Probably users, yeah.
From nowhere, apparently they predicted Toys R Us closing.
Yeah?
I don't know, that looks like it could be fake news. There's that picture there of Toys R Us. The Simpsons episode. Where it's just the citizens tearing down anything child friendly.
Well, people make fake ones as well, you know.
Yeah.
There's one here which sounded really good. Homer holding the Ukrainian flag, soldier with Ukrainian uniform on, 2022 on the gun. Guy looks like Putin with a Russian shirt on, and then the date there the same. But it's actually like images have been edited.
Yeah.
There's no mention of the Russia-Ukraine war in the Simpsons, but
I think you're really going to go back and watch it.
People jumping, so if like that information went on, they say it was fake. You would
I think it spread fast, bro. It shares to a few gullible people, and they're already now down some rabbit hole of pure shite that's not even real.
What?
If you picked up my zero, I was going to say.
Don't stress yourself, bro.
It's bigger because you can't hack it.
The last 24 hours, real-time top searches.
Good.
Chelsea FC, Thomas Tuchel getting sacked. Crystal Palace FC, Patrick Vieira, Christian Benteke, Daniel Armstrong, the only way is Essex, and James Argent.
Is this most searched in 24
The last 24 hours.
God, that's worrying.
Women's Super League, Chelsea FC, for Champions League. Chelsea FC, Man City FC, Pret Manager.
Yeah, what they said?
Harrowing final moments of a mum of 5 who died after eating Pret Manager wrap. Husband of the woman who died after...
So a kid died, or a young girl died, not that long.
Final moments of mum of 5 who died after eating... That's the title, yeah? Mum of 5 who died after eating Pret Manager. And then the first words, the husband of a woman... Oh, sorry, I read that wrong, that's my bad. Start again. The husband of the woman who died after eating a Pret Manager wrap has told the inquest of the harrowing moment she collapsed in the street, unable to breathe. Celia Mars, 42, a dental nurse, died on December 27, 2017 after eating a super veg rainbow flatbread from the sandwich chain store in Barcelona. 2017, why is it just beginning to search up now? Suffered from a severe dairy allergy. Court was told she religiously avoided any dairy products following a near fatal allergic reaction months earlier. Miss Mars had been on a post-Christmas shopping trip.
Pret and Manager have done that a fucking few times, innit? I think 3 occasions. I can remember. At least 2, because I remember a 15-year-old girl or something eating something a few years ago and then dying. Mad, brother, innit? You think of the fucking payout they must have to pay for that. Peak. The public liability insurance premium must be fucking dirty. The thing is, that's a worrying thought anyway. You know, like the allergy info is more of where our food's heading. Like laws get changed half regularly, and the general population don't care about it enough. On certain ingredients or labelling processes are now no longer required for certain ingredients. You know, like before it was you could put stuff down as flavourings.
Yeah.
Now you got to do numbers. You got to label it. So it was only off the back of that people managed to get that law introduced. We think there's governments passing laws. I think even America, they've passed things where they don't have to label products if it's GMO now. They can just label it as normal food.
Okay, mad.
And you think that's to come soon over in this country, and that will come off the back of all these food shortages, bruv. All of that food would be scarce, and we got a solution. We're gonna trial genetically modified food that we produce in a lab. We've got this beef. There's a beef shortage. Because all the cattle are dying because of all this stuff in the water. Yeah, try this artificial beef, and that's how it'll fucking begin, bruv. Then we become reliant on it. Then you put the farmers out of thing, and then whoever's at the top there, they got complete control of the fucking food supply, bruv. Homegrown veg will be a thing of the past. Everyone will be too busy with life to be able to do things.
Keep up an
argument. We'd be drip fed through fucking tubes.
It'd just be like that stuff the army have, you know, like in them silver pre-made bags. You literally just put like hot water in and then just shake it and eat it.
It's just got the nutrients you need, innit?
And loads of flavouring to make it taste like certain things. So one of them will just say like roast dinner, and it's just got certain flavours just to make it taste like probably like gravy, basically.
Yeah. Should we
So I think I cut down to a nice size episode.
That's it. Right.